Hi everyone, it's Terry here sharing a process video for Peartree Cutfiles. I'm using the Happy cut file from the September release. So I've cut it from white cardstock and I've stuck it down flush to another piece of white cardstock, so you can just see it there on the background. I'm going to add some mixed media to my background, and I've started using some acrylic inks that I've got. So they're a bit like a liquid acrylic paint. So I've mixed the bright vivid colours with some white to give it a bit more of a pastel-y colour. I'm using the Pink Fresh Studio The Best Day collection, so I'm trying to match the tones with the colours in that collection. So what I'm doing is I'm colouring in, well, painting roughly around where the letters are in the different colours, and then getting it to kind of drip down the layout. So you'll see that the first happy will be highlighted with the colours, and then each one of the happies underneath will kind of show up a little bit because they'll have like the drip of the colour running down them. So just take a bit of time getting it to how I want it to drip. So it just takes a bit of trial and error, a bit of adding water here and there and a bit of extra paint, and lifting the layout up. And you'll see there's a bit of trial and error and making sure I get the colours right. I'm not using, I'm not painting the letters precisely. I want them to kind of have a bit of a painterly look to them, as if kind of I've just splattered paint on where the letters are and then let it run down. So I've not used these acrylic inks before. Well, I've been using a metallic gold one for a long while to do gold splatters, but I've not used them for painting or on my art journal or scrapbook layouts. So it's been good to get them out and give them a go. So they come in like a bottle with like a dropper, so you can add some to a palette and mix your own colours. So you can see this normally would be a very bright, vivid green colour, but I've added white so it gives it kind of a mint green colour, and then it ties it in with that patterned paper that I'm using there as a background piece. So I'm just distressing the edges of that background. And I'm using this photo that is the first photo that I'm scrapping from my wedding a few weeks ago. And it's like a neon sign that says Happy Place that was in the wedding reception venue. So I'm just letting that dry to one side, and now I'm pulling out the floral and the ephemera packs from that from that collection to look through. And I'm just going to mat my photo on some of this patterned paper. So I want the multicolours from this patterned paper, and then I do turn it over and use the yellow side for a second mat. Just distress the edges to tie it in with the background piece that I've already distressed. So I'm not worrying too much, because I'm distressing them, I'm not worrying too much about them being perfectly straight, so that's why I've just used my scissors to cut it out. And now I'm just going through the ephemera pack, pulling out any little phrases or pieces that I think I might want to use on the layout. So now that it is dry, I'm going to work out where I'm going to put that photo, and I want the happy to be quite a prominent piece, so I'm going to use that at the top as kind of a bit of my title, and then I'm going to put the photo kind of bottom right hand side. Can you see on the happy I've had a bit of a bleed in the paint where the A and the H have kind of merged together. So I am going to use that area as an ideal spot for a little bit of embellishment, just to cover up that darker area where you can see where it's bled a little bit. So I'm going a bit tone on tone with a yellow floral piece there. So I've just popped it up on some foam pads to get it to stand out as well off the page. So I think because I've used that yellow floral there, I want to pull in another yellow floral around where my photo is going to be. So I'm just going through those bits of ephemera that I pulled out to see which might work where. So I just like some of the phrasing on some of them. I don't want to cover up too much of my photo, but I do want to layer up some of them along there. So because it's quite a dark photo, I do want to pull in some slightly darker tones. So I've got this small flag word piece that I think I want to pull up to the top, and then I'm going to pull in a navy blue Bramble Fox perspective that says together, and I'm just playing around with the placement of that. So I think it does end up just underneath the photo, just kind of sat there, and it emulates that other flag piece with the fishtail edges. So because again I've got that navy blue section to the bottom right hand corner, I want to add that to the top as well, just so that it's kind of a repeating colour. So I've got some pink and some kind of aqua mint colours going on in that happy, but nothing else in the layout. And then I remembered I'd got these butterfly perspectives that are very similar colours, so I just pulled them out of my stash, and I'm just going to add a few of them dotted around the layout. And so that they're not just kind of flying around on their own, I'm going to add some sequins in and around the areas where those butterflies are. So I'm just using some light pink sequins there. Just to tie each area of embellishment kind of together so that they're not individual, they all work together on the page. So I'm just looking at how it's going to look on that background frame, and then I'm going to go through and add in a few more bits of ephemera. So I've got pulled out some older Maggie Holmes pieces here. So I've got a sticker from the sticker book, and then this puffy word sticker that says "All My Love" from one of, I think it was the Bloom collection that she did for Create Paper. So I'm just adding that in because again it brings in that kind of greeny minty colour that's in the layout. Just adding some glittery light blue Nouveau drops around those areas where the sequins are as well, just to kind of expand it a little bit. And I also pull in a yellow Nouveau drop just to tie in again all the colours that are in this layout, so that there's not one dominating another. So this is my layout nearly complete. You can see I do stick it down to that background patterned paper. Thank you for joining me on YouTube today. Check out the links below in the description for all Peartree cut file pieces, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Bye for now.